For decades, the Boeing F-18 Super Hornet has been a trusted workhorse for the air defense forces of the United States and its allies. However, years of rigorous service have taken their toll, leading some countries to consider replacing their aging fleets. But recent upgrades to the F-18 are changing the narrative, offering substantial enhancements in performance and longevity. With rising geopolitical tensions, these improvements are making the new F-18 Super Hornet highly sought after. What exactly is the new Super Hornet, and why nations worldwide are clamoring for it? Let's find out. Before we dive into why nations are eager to get their hands on the F-18 Super Hornet, let's take a step back in time to the moments leading up to its inaugural flight. The F-18 Super Hornet, often hailed as the world's premier carrier-based fighter, didn't spring out of nowhere. It's actually an evolution of the tried-and-true F-18 Hornet, which has been a staple of the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps since the 1980s. While today it leads in air superiority and ground attack, the Hornet originally played a supporting role behind the F-14 Tomcat. But when the Tomcats retired, the F-18 rose to prominence, becoming the Navy's new pride. It was the first aircraft to sport carbon fiber wings and one of the earliest jets to integrate fly-by-wire digital controls, a revolutionary system that replaced older mechanical flight controls. This advancement allowed pilots to seamlessly adapt to changing flight conditions, ensuring better reliability and safety. The Hornet's design was a masterpiece of innovation, combining advanced materials with cutting-edge electronics to create a versatile twin-engine fighter that passed the Navy's strict operational tests. Its ability to handle carrier-based missions in any weather made it indispensable. Despite the retirement of the final Hornet variants in 2019 after safety concerns, the foundation it laid in aerospace technology remains solid. When tasked with creating a new fighter to meet modern demands, McDonnell Douglas and Boeing Defense didn't overhaul the design but refined it. With tweaks to the airframe, a modernized cockpit featuring a larger liquid crystal display, and improved communication systems, the F-18 Super Hornet was born. Available in two models, the single-seat F/A-18E and the two-seat F/A-18F, Super Hornet has since taken over the mantle, leading the charge in both air combat and naval strike missions for the U.S. Navy. In fact, the differences between the F/A-18 Super Hornet and the older F/A-18 Hornet are so small that even U.S. pilots sometimes confuse the two aircraft when viewed from a distance due to the inability to accurately determine their sizes. The Super Hornet is like the Hornet's bigger, stronger sibling. It stretches out with a wingspan of about 45 feet and a length of 60 feet, standing 15 feet tall. This makes it roughly 25% larger than the older Hornet, which is 55 feet long and also 15 feet tall. The Super Hornet's maximum takeoff weight is a hefty 60,000 pounds compared to the Hornet's 55,000 pounds. These size enhancements aren't just for show, they boost the Super Hornet's speed past Mach 1.8. But the real game changer is the conformal fuel tank. This innovation allows the Super Hornet to carry an extra 1,590 kilograms of fuel, extending its combat range to 1,275 nautical miles without compromising its aerodynamic performance. For longer journeys, its ferry range reaches up to 1,800 nautical miles. However, in combat scenarios, the range varies. Depending on the mission and the number of 480-gallon drop tanks, the Super Hornet's combat range is between 444 and 489 nautical miles. For instance, during a fighter escort mission, it can cover about 462 nautical miles. The F/A-18 Super Hornet features a 412-round M61A2 Vulcan gun and 11 hardpoints, allowing it to carry a payload of over 8 tons. It can be outfitted with a variety of air-to-air, air-to-ground, and anti-ship missiles. However, despite this impressive arsenal, its payload capacity is somewhat limited compared to other twin-engine fighters. This is because carrier-based aircraft like the Super Hornet are designed to operate from the confined spaces of aircraft carriers, necessitating some compromises in weapons load. For instance, the F-15 Eagle can carry up to 10 tons of weapons, and Sukhoi 30 Mk2 can haul 12 tons, while the single-engine F-16 Fighting Falcon carries about 7.7 tons. The Super Hornet's payload capacity falls between these, optimized for its unique operational environment. To maximize its combat effectiveness with that limited amount of weapon, the Super Hornet is equipped with advanced systems that allow it to track multiple targets simultaneously, even those using sophisticated radar jamming techniques. It can deploy a variety of munitions, including cluster bombs, laser-guided bombs, and mines, and is compatible with targeting pods like the AAQ-28, listening for enhanced precision. The Super Hornet comes equipped with advanced avionics, including the Hughes AN/APG APG-79 AESA radar, the AN/ALR-67 radar warning receiver, and the MIDS data link transceiver, among other features. This upgrade from the original Hornet led to the first batch being labeled as Block 2 Super Hornets, highlighting their enhanced configurations such as improved radar systems, avionics, and larger displays. Cost-wise, a single Super Hornet can range from $67 million to $125 million, depending on the variant. The EA-18G Growler, a specialized variant, falls within this range, offering additional capabilities for electronic warfare. In general, every FA-18 is designed to handle a wide array of missions, ranging from dominating the skies and air superiority roles to conducting reconnaissance, providing fighter escort, and delivering close air support. This versatility allowed the U.S. Navy to streamline its fleet, replacing the need for up to 6 different aircraft during the Vietnam War with just one Super Hornet. This consolidation reportedly saved hundreds of millions of dollars annually. The Super Hornet is designed to evolve, incorporating new systems and technologies to counter emerging threats. Boeing has continually upgraded these aircraft, with the latest Block 3 version delivered in 2021 under a contract for 78 units. These upgrades have made the Super Hornet highly sought after by air defense ministries worldwide. So, what makes the Block 3 Super Hornet special? It surpasses 4th-generation strike fighter capabilities with a new adjunct processor and an advanced touchscreen cockpit display, enhancing pilot, situational awareness, and efficiency. Block 3 fighters are also built to last with an additional 4,000 flight hours, bringing their total to around 10,000 flight hours, nearly double that of similar jets. Moreover, the Block 3 can carry more fuel and features a smaller radar cross-section, reducing its detectability. Although Boeing planned to produce new Super Hornets into the 2030s, production will cease in 2025 after the final deliveries. Nevertheless, these reliable aircraft are expected to remain in service until at least the mid-2030s, with the next generation F/AXX fighter in development for future deployment. Boeing recently unveiled a bold concept for a new aircraft aimed at countering anti-access area denial environments, or A2/AD. But while attention turns to future projects like the F-15X, which has garnered interest from countries like Indonesia, Israel, and secured orders from the U.S. Air Force, let's not forget the FA-18 Super Hornet, which is very much still in the game. With its service life extended through Block 3 upgrades, the Super Hornet continues to hold a vital place in many air forces around the world, including the United States, Kuwait, Canada, Finland, Malaysia, Switzerland, Spain, and Australia. These upgrades have been essential in ensuring the aircraft remains relevant across their fleets. In Australia, for instance, the Royal Australian Air Force has shown hesitation toward their order of the F-35 Lightning, opting to continue operating their FA-18 Super Hornets well into the 2030s, while eagerly awaiting the Block 3 upgrades. While the F-35 Lightning might have been poised to eclipse the Super Hornet, it has stumbled due to ongoing software issues, production delays, and complications with the Pratt & Whitney engine core upgrades. The Pentagon has even halted new F-35 deliveries until these challenges are fully addressed, giving the Super Hornet more room to breathe and remain competitive in the near term. However, the FA-18 isn't without threats. A looming competitor comes in the form of China's Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon stealth fighter. With tensions between the US and China escalating, China has ramped up its military aircraft production, with reports suggesting they'll manufacture 120 Chengdu J-20 this year, rivaling the F-35 in sheer numbers. The J-20, designed for air superiority and precision strikes, is intended to challenge the F-35 and F-22 Raptors. And as the balance of power shifts in the Pacific, Australia, a key U.S. ally, may find itself relying heavily on its Block 3 Super Hornets to maintain stability in the region if tensions continue to escalate. For now, the FA-18 Super Hornet remains a crucial asset, extending its relevance through modernization while competing in an increasingly tense global landscape.